how can you talk to Shiva? Why not connect our soul to the supreme power? So why the name Nandi only? It could have been something else. Linga. So Linga is something, Linga is a form. So Shiva is formless. So something that is formless, when starts making a form, the Shiva temples are not only symbolism, as I told you earlier. They are the places of energy. And why they are there? Namaste. Today, I am going to tell you something that is going to blow your mind. Today, the topic of this classroom is how can you talk to Shiva? So many people will be surprised. Can they really talk to Shiva? Yes, it is possible to talk to Shiva. But in order to talk to Shiva, first we need to understand the symbolism behind the Shiva temples. And this knowledge or this understanding about the Shiva temples can take us to the position where we will be able to talk to Shiva. So first of all, when you enter the Shiva temple, you will find a gate where there will be a statue of Ganpati ji. And Ganpati ji itself is a great symbolism. So there is a play of symbolism as well as energies, both the things happening in these temples. So today we are understanding only the symbolism. And this symbolism can help us understand these energies little better. Right? So when you enter the temple, you find a statue of Ganpati ji. So Ganpati ji, if you look at him, he is having a big belly. So big belly represents our physical needs of food, etc. So first of all, it is essential for us to satisfy all these things, because until unless we are satisfied, right, we cannot move further. So satisfaction can be in two ways. One, you keep on nurturing these desires, like keep on eating food, keep on eating good quality of food, or keep on living in good quality of environment. That's it. Or move away from it. When you start moving away from it, or when you are internally satisfied from it, that enough, now it's enough, now I have to move further. Because ultimately, whatever we are doing for ourselves, for this body, this has an end, right? It is not continuous. So, something that will continue forever, that is our soul and Shiva. So, why not connect our soul to the supreme power? So, when we satisfy this and move forward, then what you will find is, you will find big head. So elephant head. So elephant is considered to be the most intelligent animal, right? So Ganpati is elephant headed god. So most intelligent. Ganpati also contributed towards writing of Vedas, right? So then, because you are crossing that gate, so you have to cross the gates of knowledge also, because Shiva is something beyond the knowledge, beyond each and every knowledge, even beyond the Vedas. Why? Because words are created by human beings. These words cannot explain the divinity completely, because these words will remain confined within the dimensions of human understanding. It cannot go beyond the human understanding dimensions, right? So that is why they have to be there. So you have to go beyond the knowledge also. So when you cross that gate, and that is the reason why Ganpati is considered as the deity to be worshipped first, because the Ganpati has all the properties. Ganpati is related to the Mooladhara chakra. So when we are discussing about Ganpati, so I'll discuss about it in detail. But you have to cross all the body limits and then move forward. So when you move forward and reach to Nandi Mandapam, so just before the Shiva Linga Mandapam or Linga Mandapam, there is a Mandapam called Nandi Mandapam. So Nandi, you will find, is a bull sitting just facing to the Shiva Linga. But there is a separate Mandapam, a separate hall, right? Separate chamber for some of the deity. Then there should be some important symbolism in that deity, right? So Nandi is a very, very important symbolism. So first of all, when you look at Nandi, what it represents? It represents calmness, because bulls are considered to be restless animal. But Nandi, you will find sitting continuously at the same place, just facing the Shivlinga. So this position of Nandi symbolizes that you have to learn to sit. You have to learn to settle down. In order to talk to Shiva, the first and important thing that is required is to sit down, remove all restlessness and become stable. Then what else you find in Nandi? Second thing that you find in Nandi is the nose, bigger nose. Right. So bigger nose of Nandi. In fact, at some places when you go, there's if there is some painting or a picture of Nandi, only the nose is presented, and by the nose people identify that this is Nandi, right? So why nose is so important? Because nose plays a very, very important role, and the name of Nandi. So why the name Nandi only? It could have been something else. So name Nandi is related to Nada. Nada means a sound, a divine sound, the Omkara sound. So the three things. First, you have to learn to sit continuously. Second, you have to learn the divine sound, Nada, Omkara sound. Third, you have to learn about your breathing system. And this breathing system can empower you to talk to Shiva. And I'm not exaggerating it. If you can really do it, I will not say that it's very easy or complicated, because it depends upon your perseverance, upon your patience, upon the kind of endeavors that you are putting in. But you can definitely do it if you are regularly practicing pranayama. I always say that Nadi Shodhan Pranayama plays a very, very important role in all kinds of meditation and spiritual activities. Without Nadi Shodhan Pranayama, none of the activities, none of the practices will be successful. So in the same manner, when you are going to the Shiva temple, sitting there, you have learned sitting continuously from Nandi. You have learned Nada, Omkara sound, that continuously resonates inside you. Then you have learned about Nadi Shodhan Pranayama. Nadi Shodhan Pranayama, you have to breathe from one side, then release from the other side. And the objective is not just physical transmission of inhalation or exhalation. The objective is to balance both the nadis, Idar and Pingla. Because when your breathing system is completely balanced, then your both the nadis are completely balanced. And when your nadis are balanced, then you will reach to a stage where you will start having some kind of a strange sensation at this place, at your Trinetra chakra. This sensation will keep on increasing. I have other videos where I have explained about Nadi Shodhan Pranayama and the other processes. So, for details, you can go to them. But slowly, this pressure in this area will start increasing. And a day will come when you will realize that your third eye has started opening. So third eye is not a physical eye that it will be visible to somebody. Because when you see some pictures of Shiva, ideally you will not find any very old pictures of Shiva. Because Shiva is always represented in the form of a Shiva Linga, not a picture. Right? But most of the pictures of Shiva are created through some of the writings, like Ravana had written Shiv Tandav Strotam. So Jatatavi Galajjala Pravaha Pavit Sthale Galevalam Lambatam Bhujang Tung Malikam. So there you will find Bhujang Tung Malikam means like a garland he is putting in the serpent in his neck. So most of the representations of those pictures you will find based on these kind of writings, right? But mostly the Shiva is in the form of a Shiva Linga. So Linga is something, Linga is a form. So Shiva is formless. So something that is formless, when starts making a form, then it has to be in the form of a cylinder. You just take an example of a supernova. What happens there? When supernova blasts, so at the center there will be a cylinder. So that cylinder is the basis of everything. Everything that is created, destroyed and then recreated. So that creation, the starting of the creation, the shape of that creation is the shape of the Shiva Linga. So that is why that particular shape is placed over there. And that particular shape is also present inside you in your Trinetra chakra. If you keep on concentrating on your Trinetra chakra and you keep on concentrating on your breath and trying to balance both the nadis, if you try to check, say, do like this. So what you will find is one of the nostril will be more active and other nostril will be less active. This is very common in most of the human beings. But if you keep on practicing Nadi Shodhan Pranayama, then what happens is, then both of your nostrils are active at the same time. And when you reach that stage that both the nostrils are open for a prolonged period of time, then you will start having a sensation at this part, at Trinetra chakra, and this is not a physical chakra, but an internal chakra, and this chakra helps you to see and listen to other dimensions which are normally hidden from your physical eyes. Your eyes are very, very limited. Very, very limited. Because eyes are able to see a limited spectrum of light. But your Trinetra chakra is not limited. It is the same divine eye that is there with Shiva. So when this is active, you will be able to communicate to Shiva. So this is the basic symbolism that is present in these temples. And the Shiva temples are not only symbolism, as I told you earlier. They are the places of energy. And why they are there? They are there because when I go to a Shiva temple and I meditate, so I am doing two things. One is I am getting benefited by the energies because I am sitting there, I am meditating, I am getting connected to the Shiva Linga. So because of my connection, I am getting benefited, right? Then after me, somebody else will be there. And somebody else who is going to be there right? He will be sitting there, and when he will start meditating, he will be also experiencing my energies residing there in that area. And not only my energies, energies of everybody who might have sat there and meditated. And not the people who might be sitting there last few months or few years, but from hundreds of years. That is why older the Shiva temple, the better the energy present at that place, because the people at the older ages might have meditated there for years. So you can think what kind of energy that place must be having and what kind of benefit you might be getting out of that energy. So that is why most of the Shiva temples are very crowded. So it's very difficult to sit there and meditate. But if you get an opportunity, you should always try to sit in front of the Shiva Linga for at least some time and try to meditate, because that is the only way to absorb that energy. Because you're just going there and moving and folding hands and moving away. So that will also bring a little benefit to you. But most of the benefit that you can gain by going to the Shiva temple will be only through sitting and meditating at that place. So great symbolism, and this is the only way to talk to Shiva, because Shiva has been shown in meditative stage. So when Shiva is into meditation, you cannot talk to Shiva. You can talk to Shiva only when you reach to his stage of meditation, his depth of meditation. When you are at the same depth of meditation, then only you will be able to talk to Shiva. So you want to talk to Shiva, you can definitely do it. But you will have to reach to the depths of meditation. You will have to learn from Nandi how to sit there for a long time. You have to learn from Nandi about the Nada. You have to learn from Nandi about the balancing the energies. You have to learn from Nandi how to become stable, how to stabilize your energies. Thank you. Take care. Om Namah Shivaya.